Hello friends. Now let us see the second part of the video series on solid waste management. This is about the solution for the problem that we had already discussed.
Only when the best practices are inculcated, development takes place for any country. So, if we want our country to develop, we need to have this best practice of segregation. We need to do that. Okay, and so here we have just said that there are general rules of segregation. General rules of segregation is blue means it is dry waste. The blue colored means it is mainly the color differentiation is kept for the different bins just for the people to understand that what waste they have to put where. And certain general guidelines say that, which is this: blue is dry waste, wherein you can put plastics, papers, glass, rubber, thermocol, hair, and even coconut shells also come in the dry waste. And if you take green, it is the kitchen waste, the vegetables, peels, and all those things, and even the food waste, the remaining leftover food, everything will come in the green, that is the wet waste, green. And the red is for the napkins, the bandages, nails, used diapers, tissues, masks, and the harmful things like the blades, the injections which are used in the hospitals, and all the surgical instruments, everything will come as the medical waste. But here this medical waste is more used more for in our houses and all. We don't use these kind of injections or anything, but once in a while. So it is, but we have to keep it and keep it separately, so that if at all we are using the masks and the napkins and all those things, that has to be put in the medical waste, that is the red waste, red bin. And then yellow is for the e-waste, which means batteries, CDs, tapes, and what else, thermometers, bulbs, tube lights, and whatever it is, all those things should be put in the yellow waste, which is e-waste. Still, these are all recycled. So only thing, if when we segregate it properly, we can recycle it properly. Okay, if we don't segregate it, recycling is not possible. Landfills will increase, and definitely the associated problems of the landfills, health problems, the environmental problems, and everything else also comes along with that. So therefore, we need to, every house has to follow the segregation. Every locality has to follow this. Every institution has to follow this. Wherever we are living, wherever we are working, we are studying, waste is generated. So as long as waste is generated, we need to segregate the waste. This is one thing that we have to understand. So it has to start from our house only. Okay, and when it comes to, I would say that one thing, added point is that the napkins, that is the sanitary pads. I would say that not even to put that in the red thing, because that cannot be reused or recycled or whatever it is. Which one? The sanitary pads. And therefore it has to be disposed. This is a huge problem. When we started working for the solid waste management in our institution, whenever we were getting into each and everything, we were able to encounter many other associated problems. So sanitary pads disposal, how is it happening? It's not happening properly. It's a huge global problem, still not solved fully. Okay, so now it is said that a woman, right from the time her menstruation starts, her puberty to her menopause, uses on an average 10,000 pads in her lifetime. So if that is the case for one girl, one woman, imagine the amount of the sanitary pads that is generated and how it is getting disposed. How are people doing it? They cover it with a newspaper and put it along with the other waste, other dry, wet, and all waste, they put it. And the people, they put their hands into it and they are touching all this. So it's very unhygienic to the core. And what happens? All these things are going to the landfills. When it goes to the landfills, and as I said, when it rains, it comes down and it gets mixed with the water bodies. And the fish are consuming it. It gets dissolved in the water, and the plastics will not get dissolved also. It is very bad. It is very unhygienic. Only when we understand this, we will know the gravity of the problem. Okay, we are just wrapping it and then cleaning it. We are clean, we are hygienic. But where does that go after that is something we have to understand. So therefore, there are only two ways. What we have to do is that there are incinerators. Electric incinerators are there, non-electric incinerators are there. Homemade things are there. We have to burn it in a place. That is what in rural places they are doing it. They are much more conscious about segregation. In urban places, we are the ones who are spoiling the country like anything. But we are educated. cultured, but what is the point? It is not reflecting on our behavior at all. So we have to burn it so that, but still the fumes should not be disturbing, it should not pollute also. So we have to have a controlled environment. So such things we need to see. Or else at least what we have to do is that we'll have to keep it separately and tie it up properly and label it up and give it to the man who's coming to say that these are medical waste, these are sanitary pads, these are medical waste, so don't touch it. So dispose it in a way that you always gently do it. But if he goes and dumps it in the landfills, then again it is a problem only. So this is a big question mark. So every time we encounter, we have to really think, what is it? Where are we going to? Population is increasing, so the waste is also multiple times it is increasing. How are we going to manage it? Okay, so this is the big question, right? So therefore, just be conscious about the disposal of sanitary pads is one thing that I would like to add to the viewers today. So institutions really have to give importance to it. The institutions, the management have to give importance. They'll have to create a system in the colleges or in the schools that students should be taught. They have to be given awareness that you will have to segregate and put it. If you don't do it, either fine or something like that. Some enforcement should be done and monitoring should take place. Then only the system will get in. And I'm sure school students and college students can understand the gravity if we teach them properly. And they will follow it. It's only the elderly people who are difficult to change. My experience is. So students can be easily taught and they will definitely follow it because they are always socially conscious only. Only thing they have not thought about it. So we need to tell them and they will do it. And segregation, and we'll have to create a system in the college, in the institution or in the place wherever we are. And after that, the effective disposal, and this will be given to this particular group, authorized persons. The plastic will be given to this authorized person so that they will take it to the recycling units only. They will not take it to the landfills. If they are going to take it to the landfills, then there is no point in segregation. So we'll have to see to it that we segregate it and we dispose it to the right authorized person so that we are sure that our waste is not collected as a waste, but it is going to be a useful product for somebody somewhere or the other. We can be really satisfied. We will get a lot of satisfaction when we segregate it and then we dispose it. We can feel it really well that I am not the cause for the waste generation in my country, in my house. So we'll have to create a concept called zero waste. Maximum possible zero waste. Whatever it is, as I told you, there is no waste at all. So whatever we have, the plastic, keep it separately, give it off, then there is no waste. So let our houses and our institutions be zero waste. So that is the aim and objective for which we have to really work on. It's a long process, but we'll have to start. It's really high time we'll have to start it. Okay, and it is God's, it is a social responsibility. This is patriotism. This is true patriotism. So only thing we need to take some extra effort, a little bit of a sacrifice, a bit of an extra effort that we have to take. A small behavior change from our side will make a huge difference in the society outside. So this we have to understand. And as educated parents and educated teachers, we'll have to really talk about this. We'll have to be conscious about it and we'll have to ensure that our children and our students follow this. We have to do it, otherwise, and definitely God will, we are very spiritual people again, but then it's God's creation. The world is a God's creation, beautiful place, and we are spoiling it like that. We are not conscious about it. So I think definitely we are accountable to that. I'll have to see to it that I don't contribute to the waste. I see to it that I preserve the nature and the environment to its level best. Definitely God will reward me because that is what I'm doing it. I'm just assisting in the creation and sustaining the creation. So therefore, in every angle when we look at it, it is our responsibility. Okay? And therefore, I would like to wind up this video to tell you that let's start it from our houses. Let's start it from our workplaces. Let's be more conscious about it. Let's segregate properly. Once we segregate it, then disposal will take place. And we can get useful products for the whole world. It is very cost effective and economical. So let's not make our world dustbin, rather. Let us make the world and a society where we live in a better place to live in, a beautiful place. Thank you and God bless.